I want to talk about fallacies a little bit. I think it's something that you've mentioned before, and if not you, then someone did. It's something about like an arm bar from closed guard drills and swiveling the hips, that type of example, you know? And is there an equivalent example for the leg game that you've seen?
I think that people overemphasize entries. I taught a lot of leg lock seminars, man. Most of the time, they just want to see entries. Well, I could show you a bunch of entries, but if you don't play the requisite games that lead to those entries, they're not really going to mean much to you. I mean, and even if you do play the requisite game, this entry is not going to work on your training partners in 2 months from now because they're just entries, man. They're entries. They're not static controls, right? They're dynamic movements. They're simple. They're easy to figure out. They're easy to shut down. Like, it'd be like, show me your best takedown. Cool, man. I'll show you my best takedown, but you're not going to take everyone down with it. And like your training partners aren't going to get taken down with it at all in 2 months. So people overemphasize entries because I think for a long time with leg locking, once someone got your leg, that was just it. People just didn't have good leg lock defense. Now, the most sophisticated leg entry means almost nothing because these guys have such incredible defense that the pin itself is more important than anything you do. The thing that I show people that blows their minds when we do leg locks is not an entry. It's a way to stop dudes from turning and hiding their heel, or a way to dig their heel out when they do turn and hide it. Those are the things that blow people's minds. Like, oh, it's so simple. Yeah, of course it is, because this is what's going to make the difference. I will always say the difference between a great leg locker and a good leg locker is the ability to expose the foot. Exposing the heel or the foot or whatever attack you're doing to get to that moment where you can actually finish them. That is the mark of a great leg locker, because the best guys in the world get their legs caught in entanglements. The absolute best guys in the world get caught in entanglements. But the best guys in the world don't get tapped with leg attacks. They don't. And that's the difference. And that's what, like, a guy like Eddie Cummings, probably the greatest leg locker we've ever seen in Jiu Jitsu. That's what Eddie Cummings did to everyone that people never really noticed, because leg locking was so foreign to most people when he was prevalent. He was in the sport and he was pushing it, that they missed the part where the reason he leg locks guys who are phenomenal leg lockers is not a setup, it's not a position, it's not some level of understanding and how he finishes the heel hook they don't have. It's the way that he exposes them once he collects their leg. Guys weren't getting out of Eddie's leg entanglements. They just weren't. That was the problem, is that like guys like Gary and Gordon and guys like that, they entangle people left and right. They just get out over and over and over and over, and that wears you out. Eddie Cummings did not have that problem. Eddie Cummings was getting your leg and breaking your leg, and that was that. So I think the biggest problem, I guess fallacy in leg locking, is that entries matter more than control